Good afternoon, everyone. Wesley here, head of Spark Performance Lab and researchers associated with the University of Central Lancashire. Today we're here with Dr.
Hi Wesley.
Nice
My
to
name
meet
is
you.
Haitham Al-Khayyat. I'm a surgeon in Kuwait. Basically, I have interest in obesity for the past around 25 years. I've been dealing with patients, and thanks for having me. Thanks for your hospitality. I've been shown your gym. It's a great gym with a lot of capabilities. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the compliments. Today we have a brief discussion about obesity treatments, your specialty. We know with obesity that there's often a long latency period, and we as a facility, we try to be more on the preventive side of things.
Sure.
And we were wondering, in non-obese people, are there certain behavioral patterns that may lead to obesity later on in their lives?
Yeah. See, Wesley, what I've seen, as we age, as we go from adolescence, puberty, youth, and then through the menopause, during this period of time, even, especially women, they go with childbearing, all these events, we have seen them that they will cause certain rise in patient weight. And the single most important thing that have been shown in medical study and literature to decrease or a patient be able to maintain his weight is his physical activity. As long as you maintain your physical activity throughout your life, your weight will be almost plateau. Of course, you need to add with it healthy snacking, you need to adopt healthy lifestyle. The problem what we have seen during the past 20, 30 years, especially with the adoption of Western lifestyle, with the fast food, especially with high fat, high sugar, people need to maintain, of course, higher level of physical activity to try to burn this amount of calories. So you always tell patients you need to eat healthy and add to it some physical activity, because as we age, as you know, it's part of normal aging. As you reach 40 and above, men and women will start losing part of their muscles. But we have seen, if you maintain some physical activity, you'll be able to maintain your muscles, and hopefully this will help you for the last 10 years of your life. You'll stay mobile, you'll stay active, you'll not be bound to hospital beds or a wheelchair. And as you said, an ounce of prevention is worth than a pound of cure.
That's why we're here for too with our facility. And we're just wondering, are there specific guidelines in terms of physical activity levels? How often should people move?
Yeah. See, I always tell patients, always, or everybody, they need to stay active. Try to avoid sitting in the couch, don't stay in the living room. There is really not a minimum amount. As much as you can do it. Of course, there is some limits. For example, we always tell patients or persons do at least 7,000 steps a day or 10,000 steps a day. Of course, if you do it, you are more trained than me, or if you have more knowledge than me, you need to keep zone 2 or stay do more vigorous walking, not a simple walking in the mall. You need to stay 10 minutes of active walking, and then slow walking, active walking and slow walking. Of course, you need to do also some resistance, because as I said before, we start losing muscle as we age. So you need to maintain a little bit of some strength, either using body weights or some weights. For example, we tell patients I always tell them bring some weights, dumbbells, kettlebell, do farm walk in the in your living room and the outdoor, or if you can join a gym, it will be great. At least it will be under supervision, so you avoid any injury, and you'll have some direction about how much you do. And as you progress, you can add more weight. The most important thing, you need to stay active.
Yeah. And covering the topic also about resistance training, we see more and more people in our facility who are using GLP-1 medication for weight loss or for diabetes. And there are some concerns or potentially concerns about losing muscle mass. Are for those people, is it important to do strength training, maybe extra important?
True.
Could you explain it to the audience?
Yeah. See, in the last 20 years, we didn't have any option for treatment of obesity. We only had surgeries like sleeve gastrectomy or gastric bypass. But for the past 4 or 5 years, we have the hype of Ozempic, Mounjaro, and all these medication, and it has been shown it will help patient a lot to curb their appetite and hopefully reach their weight. But the problem with all these medication, as you lose weight, you know, the weight that you lose is not 100% fat. You have like around 20-30% loss of muscles. And studies have shown, like if a patient follow up with a doctor and with a personal training, they will help decrease that muscle loss. How you can decrease it? By ensuring having adequate protein intake and doing enough resistance exercise. Now the recommendation is to do like around 3 times per week.
Okay.
Some level of resistance training, either, as I said before, like you go with body weights or you use the gym, like, you know, lifting weights and things like that. And this has been shown that this will decrease the muscle loss. And the pharmaceutical company are also producing some products that will help decrease this muscle loss. But for now, the most important thing is ensure adequate protein intake during the day. Especially, like, you know, these medication will curb your appetite and you will not eat much. So I always tell patient, give priority always to protein first. So whenever you go for a meal, eat your protein first and then you can eat some carb. Of course, ensure adequate hydration because some patients get fatigue. And as you saw in the gym, you always encourage your gym members to bring their own bottle of water, stay well hydrated. I've seen your water fountain everywhere. So always make sure you are well hydrated, and this hopefully will give you a good result, and you will decrease the fat mass without affecting your muscle mass
as much. And then the second option, because we have GLP-1 medication, which is a more recent trend, but we also have the bariatric surgeries.
Yes.
How is the timeline between the bariatric surgery and coming back to a gym potentially for some resistance training? How long does it approximately take before it's safe to?
As you know, bariatric surgery, we do it through holes through the skin.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nowadays, we don't do it through an open incision, like an open wound.
Okay.
We go through tiny wounds. We call it laparoscopy, like, go through tiny hole. But these holes go through the muscles. So the patient will be sore for the first 2 to 4 weeks until the wound heals completely. So I will tell my patient, for the first 4 weeks, you need to stay active because with these surgeries you also carry risk of forming some clots in your legs and some problem with embolism. So we always tell them stay active so they can walk, they can cycle, they can do like cardio activity. Now for the resistance or swimming, we need to wait until the wound heals completely. So we usually say it will heal by around 4 weeks. After that they can go swimming. And for the resistance, I always tell them, still now, the wound will take around 6 months before it heals completely. So we tell patients you can start with gradually, like with the small resistance, and then you can go up, like begin with 5 kilos, 10 kilos, and then go up to your target within 4 to 6 weeks. Maybe you need to do more repetition, but go with lightweight first, and then go up. And of course, with bariatric patient, because they don't drink as much, they cannot gulp water so much. So you always make sure they drink throughout their exercise during the day, so they don't feel fatigued. Small amount. And of course, patients, because they're not eating much, they don't have that much energy. So we tell them always, eat some protein, so they'll give you some energy, so you can do your exercise and go on with your life routine.
Thank you so much for the information. Could you maybe give our audience 1 or 2 key recommendations for a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah. Wesley, I always tell everybody, if you need help, ask for help. Don't feel ashamed. Sometimes if you have an extra weight, people will feel ashamed and they'll be bound home. They will not go to the gym because they feel ashamed. I always tell them, always seek help. Keeping the problem to yourself, it may get worse. So always ask for help. Don't feel ashamed. Things will get better, inshallah, in the future. Stay active. Always try to eat healthy, and give it a try. Go to the gym. Do it in a natural way. Now, if you see within 2-3 months you don't get enough result that will suit you, you can always ask for healthcare help. Like, for example, we can use GLP-1 or we can use bariatric surgery. This will help improve your life for the future. But always ask for help. Don't feel ashamed. Especially nowadays, we have so many options. Now it's much better than 10-20 years ago. We only had Like for example, 50 years ago, we only had diet and exercise. Then the surgery came in, and now we have some medication. And I always tell patients, the medication is not a shame. It's not cheating. Basically, like it's almost like when you go to school. You need some student need some tutor to help them pass the exam. So if you cannot do it by yourself, the physician or healthcare can help you pass the exam with ease.
Yeah.
Especially, or you have like a coach, or you have somebody who can help you pass the exam with ease.
Yeah.
There is no shame of that.
This is Coach Wesley.
This is Dr. Al-Khayyat.
And this was Spark Unlocked.